This desperate search to find these three little boys in Michigan.
Andrew, Alex, and Tanner, the three Skelton brothers, police say remain in grave danger the longer they go missing.
This father who tells police he dropped these boys off with this woman to go kill himself.
Out of work, separated, and a neighbor says depressed. He tried to hang himself Friday and told police he wanted his boys out of his home when he did it.
Now the police are saying this woman may not even exist.
And that he is right now being mentally evaluated, and they have been talking to him a lot.
Anytime you have children this old that are not with a caring loved one, I think you have to assume they're in some kind of jeopardy.
And the last person to have seen these children was the father, and that's what investigators are focusing on.
And now I think really the question is, where are these boys, and if they were harmed, who did it?
I'm Jean Casares of In Session on the True TV network. In for Nancy Grace tonight. There is a massive search going on right now as we speak. The Michigan State Police, the FBI, they are looking for these three precious little boys that were so very much alive on Thanksgiving. When we were eating Thanksgiving dinner, these little boys, what were they going through, and where are they tonight? That is the question. The command post is open 24 hours a day. I want to tell everybody where this is. Morenci, Michigan is where the little boys live. Law enforcement believes that they could have been taken to Holiday City, West Unity, and Pioneer, all in Ohio. That is on the border between Ohio and Michigan. Let's go to the lawyers, okay? First of all, tonight to Ann Bremner, defense attorney out of Seattle, Washington, to Mickey Sherman, criminal defense attorney from New York, author of How Can You Defend These People? All right, we're going to play a little game tonight, and here's what it is. I'm going to say the facts, because we know some facts, and I want excited utterances to come out of you. Legally, what just pops into your brain that you can think of legally as a defense. Ann Bremner, here we go.
I want Mickey to go first.
No. Ann Bremner first, and this is serious. Facebook quote comes from John Skelton, the father whose three children are now missing, that he said he gave to a woman who doesn't exist. Here's the quote that he wrote on Facebook on Wednesday. Quote, I love my wife very much. May God and Tanya forgive me. Ann, go.
Well, insanity, diminished capacity, or he already killed himself.
How about a confession? How about a confession? He's admitting something in that.
No, we're defending him. We're defending him.
All right, Mickey Sherman, come on.
This is defense.
Maybe he's apologizing for killing himself. And by the way, as I elect myself the spokesperson for the beleaguered lawyers that get unleashed here, where Nancy seems to bully us or give us a hard time, we are on her side. Our prayers are with us and are with her.
Definitely.
And no, we have nothing but respect and admiration for the fact that she's allowing herself to get out in the public and do something so personal so that other people will be helped. Again, just making a public service announcement where we're usually the bad guys, so I'm jumped out of the role for a second.
You're so right, Mickey Sherman, and I know how much she cares about both of you, too, so she will appreciate that. And I know she's watching, and so she appreciates it very much. All right, second fact, Ann Bremner, he lied. He told authorities he gave the boys to a woman, and they say there's no relationship between John Skelton and this woman. He lied.
And I'm defending, right? Because what that one is, you know, remember the Latin that we all remember from law school? Falsus in unum, falsus in plurium, false in one, false in all. Not true. Just because you lie about one thing doesn't mean you lie about everything. And finally, I want to say God bless Nancy Grace. You know, I can't agree more with you and Mickey. She's such an embarrassment of riches to us, and we just learned a few more, especially in her conviction, to help other women and women's health. She's
that is right.
One wonderful person.
With a lot of courage and a lot of strength. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Mickey Sherman, don't see a lot of courage and strength here if you lie when you tell investigators where your children are. These are your kids.
You know, this is not a great defense, but how bad can this guy be if the mother gets custody for the kids and she's got sex convictions?
You know, Mickey, that's the one hope that I have, that these kids are alive.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to save them.
Yeah.
Right.
But the other thing is, two words, Elizabeth Smart. You know, you can't give up. They may show up next week. They may show up 6 months from now.
And do you know, Mickey, I saw her in a courtroom in Salt Lake City, Utah, a week before last, testifying that she had a survival strategy, that she was going to live and she was going to make it. Let's go to the doctor that we have tonight, Dr. Michael Arnall, board-certified physician. Let's look at the grim facts, all right? It's in the low 30s in that area of Ohio and Michigan. If these children were dumped to the side of the road, even to try to save their lives, can they survive?
I'm afraid their survival would be measured in hours. It is unlikely that they would survive an entire night at those temperatures.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible to hear. Corrine from Florida. Hi, Corrine.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
You know, watching this and seeing this mystery woman makes me think of this Casey Anthony case where the nanny.
Yep.
It just seems like lately, you know, these cases that are on the show, there's mystery people involved.
You know, Corrine, when I heard that today, that is the first thing that entered my mind, because there is such a distinct parallel here. That Casey Anthony's first story was about fictitious people that had her daughter. To Paula Bloom, clinical psychologist coming to us from Atlanta, why would someone lie just to authorities to give an answer? Why do they do that? Do they think they're not going to be found out?
It's incredible. People lie for lots of reasons. The bottom line, you lie because you don't want to get in trouble. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good, I have to say. And I have to say there's something about this case that's kind of upsetting me, which is there's a lot of people in a lot of pain who are suicidal. There's a lot of people who it's not just a cry for help. They really need help. And when there are these situations when potentially, if this was not a genuine suicide attempt, I have to say as a psychologist, that really offends me, because there are people who really need help. And there are people out there who will ask for help and not get it because people will think, they're not telling the truth.
Right, and we don't know. I mean, it's believed that it is a real suicide attempt that he did not succeed at, so he lived. He had an acquaintance take him to the hospital. But to Dr. Michael Arnall, back to you, there is involuntary commitment, which is going on right now under state law. But when will he be released? Because he can be released in a short amount of time, right?
He'll be released when a physician certifies that he's able to move about and not harm himself.
All right, which could be a short amount of time, as we've seen in other circumstances. Cheryl McCullum, you are such an expert and a crime analyst out of Atlanta. Your thoughts on all of this?
Gene, means, motive, opportunity. He had all three. He's the last person to see those children. He's going through a divorce. He doesn't have a job. She gets full custody. He's going to make sure that he gets those children, or she doesn't. Period. Bottom line.
After some instruction from law enforcement, searchers filled school buses and were dropped off all around the county. Small groups fanned out to cover miles of land.
Everyone's just distraught. Nobody knows what to do with themselves or how to help, and just feel helpless and hopeless, and it's very difficult.